investigation is not dead. This is only the beginning. It appears this investigation is part of an ongoing investigation, which I assume is in Delaware.
Comer said that it was part of an ongoing investigation, and that's what he learned.
Okay, but then I must have missed that because I've not heard that this is part of any ongoing investigation. What I know is that the FBI Department of Justice team under William Barr and Scott Brady in the Western District of Pennsylvania terminated the investigation. They said there were no grounds for further investigative steps. I would hope my colleagues would think long and hard before holding the director of the FBI in contempt for what the Trump administration and William Barr did back in 2020.
Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin, the ranking Democrat on the Oversight Committee, responding yesterday to the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Kentucky Republican James Comer, after both men received a briefing with FBI officials over a document related to an investigation into the Biden family business dealings. Jackie, can you explain what's going on here? What was Comer saying?
So this briefing that happened about this form that contained unsubstantiated allegations about Joe Biden and his family is what James Comer had subpoenaed for. They finally got a review of this form yesterday, and they were briefed by FBI officials. James Comer, Jamie Raskin in the same room with the same people getting the exact same briefing. We have sources that independently confirm that the FBI actually had looked into this 1023 document that records allegations made by a confidential informant. It was closed. This all happened under Bill Barr. Our sources say it was related to Rudy Giuliani's allegations all surrounding Burisma when Bill Barr opened up this field office in Pittsburgh at the end of 2020 to field all of these really conspiratorial claims that were being funneled into the FBI, but they were being vetted and checked out and crossed off the list. But James Comer has tried to dredge this up, and his readout, we are told, is inconsistent with what actually happened. He claims that the investigation is still ongoing. We haven't gotten clarity on what that investigation is. He also claims that this information that was included in the 1023 form is also being used in an ongoing investigation. We've also been told that that's not accurate.
It really is unbelievable. I mean, George, I mean...
I'm sure Bill Barr was covering for Hunter Biden.
Yeah, of course. But it's just unbelievable. You time and time again, Comer overpromises, underdelivers. Got the same thing, of course, with that poor special process. What's his name again? Durham, who, again, overpromised, underdelivered, lost everything that he took into the court. And in this case, you've got Comer, who, again, has been trying to do things. Even the Wall Street Journal editorial page is saying, no smoking guns.
I mean, these people just get out over their skis. They're just so desperate to distract from the issues that face the former president, frankly, and others, that they will just take anything, any scrap of information, and they'll twist it and they'll combine it with other scraps of fake information or real information and turn it into something, and it's nothing there.
And Jackie, these conspiratorial wanderings by Comer, that's different from what the FBI is investigating on Hunter himself, right?
It is. But it is possible that any and all information that has ever been submitted to the FBI would need to be given to any ongoing investigation related to someone. That being said, we can definitively say that these claims did not check out and that the FBI did close their review and assessment into the claims that the confidential informant had provided to this FBI agent. The confidential informant, as Jamie Raskin noted sort of in his statement, had received these tips and allegations from his sources, his or her sources in Ukraine, and then reported that back to the FBI. And those allegations are moot.
Right. Willie.
So, John, we should also point out again that James Comer and other Republicans have given away the game on several occasions, saying out loud on broadcast interviews, look at what's happened since we started this investigation. Biden's poll numbers are down, cherry picking a poll that shows that Donald Trump is leading Joe Biden, saying effectively our work it's working. The thing we're trying to do, which is to drag Joe Biden down during a presidential campaign, is working. Contrast that with even going back to Benghazi, where Republican leadership took great pains to say this is the investigation of the death of Americans. It's not about taking down Hillary Clinton, though most people believe that was part of it as well.
Yeah, and it wasn't a one-time slip of the tongue. They have repeatedly said, yeah, we're doing this just to try to attack President Biden and his poll numbers. Comer has said it repeatedly in interviews, including on Fox. Other times he said that he's acknowledged they've lost the informant and key witnesses to this matter. We heard from Senator Grassley the other day complaining about FBI Director Wray and saying that, admitting that he had actually seen the document that he was looking for and that it didn't matter whether or not it showed any wrongdoing or not. That wasn't the point. It's all about the process. We should note, though, that actually Kevin McCarthy got in trouble post-Benghazi for acknowledging that, yes, hey, look at the toll that it took on Hillary Clinton's poll numbers. So this is not a new play for Republicans, but it just goes to show the efforts, again, to muddy the waters, to try to make things equivalent. And as right now, as Donald Trump, the leading voice in the Republican Party, faces all sorts of legal peril, they're trying to gin up some smoke to say, look, Joe Biden does too.
Yeah, Joe, during the Benghazi hearings, during that investigation, Kevin McCarthy was made to apologize publicly by Republican leadership for suggesting it was about Hillary Clinton's poll numbers.
Yeah, but that was old Kevin. This is, of course, we now are into like statesman.
New
Kevin.
Kev.
This is new Kevin. Like new Kev. This is new Kevin. No, you're exactly right. What an unbelievable change when Kevin McCarthy goes on television and says, well, Benghazi hearings, look, just the proof's in the pudding. Hillary Clinton's numbers are going down. And he was actually chided by his caucus for that. Many people believing he wasn't named speaker because of that. And now, of course, they wallow in it. They wallow in it, and you have Gene, you have Grassley going on TV going, we don't care whether Biden did anything right or wrong or not.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter to us.
Exactly.
Again,
it's the process.
They've given up the game on this.
I know they really have, and it's so transparent. But this is today's Republican Party. It's just very different, even for the Republican Party of 2016. I mean, come on, but it is.
All right.